Okay, children, good morning. Today we'll study about the chapter which was left half only, that is force. Okay, so you know very well force is a push or pull of an object. There are many examples which already we discussed, and we have also discussed the effects of force. Now we will try to find what are the types of forces. Okay, so force we have two types. One is contact force and one more is non-contact force. Non-contact force. Then what is contact force? See, contact is in touch, being in touch means the forces which are in contact or touch between two objects to operate them is called contact force. Based on the type of objects in contact. Okay. Again, we have types of contact force also. One is tension force. One is spring force. You can refer textbook also, it will be clear. One is force of friction. And normal force. Okay. So in all these cases, there are two objects which are in touch with each other. Okay. Then what is tension force? Tension force is the force that acts on a string when an object is hung from a string. In textbook it is given, there is a crane and that crane is lifting the car, and that is there is a spring between the machine and the car, so it is held by a string. Okay, so an example is the tension in the steel cables of on a crane when a car is being lifted by it. So the force between the crane and the car, which is with the help of string. So such a force is called tension force. Tension force is always a pulling force. Tension force will be always a pulling force. This you remember. Not a spring force. Okay. I think you may be having that cycle spring or even pen spring. If you take and pull it, see the force exerted by a compressed or stretched spring on any object that is attached to it is called spring force. In textbook it is given. If it is compressed or if it is stretched, so such a force is called spring force. Okay, so we see that spring can both push the ball forward or pull it inward. Suppose there is a ball, there is spring, there is a ball. If you release it, it will make the ball to move forward. If you bring closer, if you contact it, the ball comes closer. Okay, so this is spring force. Then force of friction. So the force that opposes motion is called friction. Example, it is applied by one surface over another. The best example is carom board. When the striker on a carom board comes to stop after we strike it because of the force of friction. So when you are playing a carom, okay, or you take this pen only. If I push this, it will move, but after some time it will stop. Why it stops? So there is a force acting opposite on the pen. So such a force which is opposite to the motion of an object is called force of friction. Okay. The normal force means what? See, the support force or reaction force exerted upon an object that is in contact with another stable object is called normal force. Okay. For example, a book kept on a table exerts a downward force on it due to its weight. Suppose I will take a book. Okay. So I will take a book and keep it on the. I will take a book and keep it on the table. Okay. So when I take a book and keep it on the table, what happens here? the table also exerts an upward force on the book. You don't say that only book is exerting force on the table, and even there is one more force from the opposite side of the table, that is upward force. So book exerts downward force and there is upward force from the table. So in this way, that force is called normal force. So we have, that's what I told, we have four types of contact forces. And then what is non-contact force? Here, some forces do not involve physical contact between two objects. There is no physical contact between two objects. For the best example is Earth rotates on its axis. Okay. And when you throw an object upside, it will come towards the Earth. Means that is gravitational force. Okay. So they act at a distance. Gravitational force, electrical force, and magnetic force are examples of such forces. Okay, non-contact force examples are gravitational force, electrical force, and magnetic force. So these three forces are the examples for non-contact force. Okay. So you know very well, all bodies that have mass exert gravitational force on each other. It is always attractive in nature. Whatever the body we have, or whatever body in sense object only, one object will exert force on another. It is a natural, it is always attractive in nature. Okay. If the objects involved has very small masses, if they are having a very less mass, then the gravitational force is very small. Since the Earth has a huge mass, because Earth is having a huge mass, okay, it attracts everything on it or near the surface towards it. That's why whatever things you throw upwards to the sky, everything will come towards the force, because it is a big in mass, big in size, having bigger mass, and that's why it will attract many of the objects. So that's why the gravitational force exerted by the Earth is called gravity. The best example is a fruit falling down from a tree. Nobody will go and pull. It falls on its own because of the gravitational force. Rain falling from the sky. Rain falls from the sky and a ball thrown up coming down are all due to the gravitational force. Okay, they are the examples. Okay, then what is electrical force? You know very well. Matter has property called charge. You know, there is a charge in any matter, about which you will learn in your later higher classes. The force exerted by charged body on charged or uncharged body is called electrical force. Example is, when a plastic comb is rubbed, you take a plastic comb, rub that comb with your hairs, and afterwards you put some small pieces and hold over the small pieces of paper, so they will attract. So such a force where the uncharged particles are attracted by the charged particles is called electrical force. Okay. Then what is magnetic force? This is important. The force of attraction repulsion exerted by magnet is called magnetic force. So you know very well, when you take a magnet and you take iron, when you keep at a distance also, this iron is attracted by the magnet because it has magnetic force. Okay. So a magnet attracts iron, cobalt or nickel. Magnet exert force of attraction or repulsion on other magnets. They may attract or they may repel. Okay. So next we will study, already we studied about electrical effects of force. Then we study about important concept called force of friction. Okay. Okay. Now what is force of friction? We will study about that. What is force of friction? See, the force that opposes or resists the motion on one surface on another. The force applied on one object to the other. See, the force that opposes or resists the motion of one surface across another is called force of friction. Okay. So some of the characteristics or some of the properties of force of friction is given here. See, friction is always in the direction opposite to the motion. Friction is always what? Friction is always opposite to the direction of motion of object. Motion of object. Okay. So unless the force that is moving the object is enough to overcome the frictional force, the object will come to a stop. So that's why I told, when you take a ball and roll it, it will move for some time. Even if football player kicks the ball on the floor or on the field, it moves for a while and afterwards it will stop. Why? Because there is one more force acting in the opposite direction. That's why that force is called frictional force. Okay. Then second property, the frictional force depends on the type of surface in contact. Frictional force depends on the type of surface in contact. Okay. Again, surface is of smooth or rough. If the surfaces are smooth, friction will be less. If smooth surface is there, if a surface is smooth, so friction is less. Friction is less. If the surface is rough surface, friction will last for a long time. Friction will be for a longer time. Friction will be for a longer time. Okay. So this is the characteristics of friction. Then one more. The friction force depends on how heavy the object is. If the object is heavy, friction will be more. Okay. That's why weight. What? If the object is having more weight, then the friction will be more. More the heavy weight, more the friction. So, more heavy, more the friction. If the object is more heavy, the friction is in more quantity, large quantity. Okay. Then again, friction is a relatively complex phenomenon to explain. It is a very complex phenomenon. It is not so easy here. It is very complex phenomenon. Okay. Why? One theory is that any smooth surface is actually quite rough. Any smooth surface is actually, it is quite rough, consisting of depressions and elevations. When you examine closely, very closely, if you observe there you can see there is, even though it looks smooth, but it is rough in surface. When examined closely, as one surface slides over the other, these depressions and elevation lock into each other, causing resistance of motion. I will give one example. Here will you take this. Okay. So now I will take a book. Okay. So I told, see, this board actually it looks smooth, but if I make the book to move, it will not move or it will not slip away. It will move for a while and stops. Why? Even though it is smooth, there are some elevations and depressions internally. That's why it looks what? It looks smooth, but actually it is not smooth. Okay. So this is one theory. So another theory is that when two surfaces come in contact, suppose if you take this duster and this box, if they come in contact with each other, okay, their atoms and molecules will pull each other. They are containing small minute particles of atoms or molecules, they are pulling each other, they are holding like this. Okay, so such a force is called electrostatic force. Okay, so when we try to slide one surface over the other, these offer a resistance of motion. When you slide this, when I take the duster and slide, it will stop. It will not move, it will stop. Why? Because there is electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, and one more nice property of this is friction produces heat. When you rub your palm with each other, it will produce heat, because that is one. Friction also produced when objects move through air or water. That's why, so any vehicle moving through air like aeroplanes, ships and boats experience friction. Even though a boat is moving on the water surface, it is also experiencing friction from the opposite side of the water on the boat. So that's why friction is always in opposite direction of the motion. So these are the properties of motion. Okay, now see, so space shuttle do not experience friction in outer space as there is no air in the outer space. You know, whenever there is launching of rockets, many of the objects will be the outer surface. They do not experience friction because there is no air. But when the shuttle re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, when it comes down, it slows down and also get heated up due to friction. When it is coming down, it will reduce its speed and get heated because of the friction which is caused by the air on the atmosphere on the object. Okay, now we'll try to learn what are the types of friction. Okay, so there are three types of friction. One is static friction, okay, one is sliding friction, one is rolling friction. So these are the three types of friction which we'll learn it. Okay,